I didn't get to the punchline yet, okay. In northern Gaza, a copy of Mein Kampf, and in Arabic, no less. It was proof of the real war Herzog and his men were waging. A war not against children, but against their reprehensible taste in literature. Naturally, this children's living room had been turned into a military operation base, and there it was, hiding in plain sight, a work usually tucked away in underground vaults behind laser sensors and panic buttons. What an omen. After all, this was the book that led to the worst atrocity of humankind. He told the British anchor, almost admonishing her. The terrorist who owned the book, or borrowed it from the children's commune, even marked it up, the president alerted us. His voice now solemn and no longer grating. A sobering moment, I think. Yes, the terrorists know how to read. What a paradigm shift. It was the talk of the town, and every jester had a joke. State-sponsored, I have a list, hold on. State-sponsored propagandists and unpaid mouthpieces alike rushed to weaponize this finding as a legitimate pretext for genocide. As there was no other explanation, the Palestinians were plotting the extermination of the Jews. Thus, the Palestinians must be exterminated. And in response to these allegations, we worked meticulously to debunk Herzog's claims. The book was planted there, we said. Look at the copy he's holding, it's pristine. Besides, there are copies of Mein Kampf on the shelves of Haifa University and Tel Aviv University, maybe Barnes & Noble in some parts of the country. The person who owned the book, we said, the person who owned the book was probably just curious and wanted to be a student of history. God forbid men have hobbies. I'm gonna go to jail. But why is this our impulse? An extremely well-trained muscle is responsible for our refutation reflex, which has become an intrinsic part of the Palestinian body. The Zionist entity has for decades been planting weapons and manufacturing evidence, laying fruit knives next to assassinated schoolgirls. But since when is a book a weapon? When did it become incriminating evidence? Why do we have to make absurdity with seriousness? Why not say, even if that pristine copy of Mein Kampf was found in a children's playroom where it was read like a bedtime story, that does not give the Zionist regime the permission to exterminate us. I once credulously believed that our testimonies would be considered credible only once we attained respectability. Colonial logic gaslights us to believe that it is our shortcomings, not colonialism itself, that stand between us and liberation. And so we spend our years on a circuitous journey towards an impossible atonement. Circuitous is such a good word, but I can't say it well. It's circuitous. Anyway, almost done. But in truth, and to state the obvious, nothing renders me killable. Before I threw the rock, they stole my land. Before I picked up the rifle, they shot my loved ones. Before I made the rocket, they put me in a cage. What I read cannot be used as a pretext to kill me. Even if I filled my library with books written by psychopaths, stacking copies of Mein Kampf and Hillary Clinton's hard choices.
On the nose as